When we are talking about energy, we need to understand that there are a lot of people who have other interests than our productive capacity in Utah. In fact, it's really an interest to lock up our productive capacity. We have amazing energy resources. Utah has some of the best coal in the United States, and it's wanted all over the world. In the Uinta Basin and in the Anath oil fields, we have some of the best producing oil in the country. I gave a speech on the floor of the House about the war on coal, and I said, this is not a war on coal, it's a war on America. And the reason you know that is because the very ones that are pushing this cry to shut down coal-fired production of energy are building coal-fired power plants one a week in China or oil and natural gas plants in Russia. And yet coming from the United Nations, the World Economic Forum, we get these mandates through the Paris Climate Accord that the United States has to shut down our coal production and our oil production. And instead of pushing back on that, we tend to comply. If we were not so deferential to the federal mandates and federal regulations, Utah would have enough resources to power the entire United States for many, many decades to come. One of the great weapons that the administration uses is national monuments. They'll come in and designate a national monument. And in my situation in San Juan County was the Bears Ears National Monument. And they did it under the auspice of protecting artifacts. Well, nothing could be more threatening and endangering to the artifacts than designating a place as a national monument. You get tons more visitation, but the one thing that it does do very effectively is it shuts down all extraction. The uranium reserves, the oil and gas reserves, the rare earth minerals in the Bears Ears Monument are the reason that there's a national monument there. The coal, the oil and gas in the Grand Staircase Monument are the reasons that there's a Grand Staircase Monument. Just a few months ago, President Biden went to Arizona and declared a new monument there, 1 million acres on top of nothing but the United States strategic uranium reserves. That's what was being locked up. These things are being done by people who do not care about the United States, who are anti-America and want to see our production limited and decreased. It's an effort to destabilize our energy sector in America. Every state should ask themselves, what is our response to this? Do we go along as if we have no choice? Governors who are willing to push back against federal regulation serve their people, they serve the union of states. It makes for a stronger country. It definitely makes for a stronger energy sector. This net zero carbon emissions nonsense that we have going on right now is nothing but a blunt instrument in the hands of our enemies to control us and manipulate us, and states have to push back.